I'm trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 Lady, and I got my shine. Money in my pocket and we're feeling fine. Radio's loud and we're playing Sublime. I think it's gonna be a good day, my oh my. I can't believe I made it this far, it's a miracle. Floating in the clouds now, used to be miserable. Never looking back since I changed my ways. I'm on that good life tip today. I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world, I wanna be shining like diamonds and pearls. I want you to go there with me, girl. I'm looking for the good life, good life. Baby, we can have it all. We can make love by the waterfalls. I'm living that good life after all. Yeah. La da da da, good life, sitting by the fire. La da day, good life, feeling that breeze.
What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a great morning. My name is Bleeves. This is Breakfast with Bleeves, where we're going to bring out a whole bunch of information in the crypto space. It's been getting kind of crazy over the last little while. Just been getting kind of just absolutely bonkers, out of control, crazy, crazy. And while we're at it, can we all just take one moment and say rest in peace to Chad, who got served up a Bleev sandwich last night while playing VDSC. He's walking around with his sniper rifle thinking that he's about to snipe somebody, and the most believable pistol in VDSC took him out and laid him flat. So just in case you were wondering, yeah, that was me. Ryan Lee, what is going on? Good morning. MDK420, good morning. Justin W's in the house. Good morning to you, sir. Mr. P Crypto, Binance and Lunk Burn came in today. I haven't seen the announcement but there should be something happening pretty soon. If they got the announcement, I didn't see it, but 8.8 billion, doesn't seem like too much. Like, I'm not super excited about that anymore. Like, I'm excited about the future of Luna Classic, by the way. I really am, because now that the chain is active, and now that they were able to, now that they have quote unquote control over it, finally, then things can start to develop and start to really speed up and become significant where they haven't been so far. And I don't think that I think we're going to move past all of the excitement about the burns from Binance anyway. Because I think Binance is going to start taking a back seat to the actual development of the blockchain. So I'm pretty excited about that. Stig Beater, what is going on? Maddie B, good morning. Tom Collide. I will be sharing this live stream link in Zach Humphrey's chat. Oh, right on. I didn't even know that Zach Humphreys is going live now. He must have saw people in my chat and said, yeah, let's try to take them. Cassius Jenkins, good morning. Ben Farrer, good morning. Dalton Wingirter, good morning. Any Volt news? I got a list of Volt news, actually. Good morning, sir, from Dungeon Crypto, the crimsonguard.com. What is going on? Daniel Volt is in the house volting. Jeff T, Cassius Jenkins, Crypto Stevo, Mark Kelly's in the house. Chad, yeah, sorry, Chad, you got chatted. Kenneth Dimitri is in the house. 19 Hollywood is going on. Timsky's here. Bone is listed on crypto.com institutional, which means that there was a request for institutional adoption for Bone Shiba Swap, which is potentially gigantic. So that would be crazy. Crypto Stevo in the house. J Manuel in the house. Ryo's here. And Free Diz is Kraka and Laka in. So let's take a quick look around the blockchain, so to speak. Who the hell does around the blockchain? Is that Is that BitBoy Crypto? Yeah. Oh, well. All right. So Dow futures up 35, but the NASDAQ down 120 right now. So I think we're about to see some negative sentiment in the market today. And now here's the issue. We covered this last night. We won't cover it, or at least I don't think that it's on the menu here, but we're still seeing contagion all over the place. And one of the contagions that we're seeing is the continuation of the fallout. So Silvergate has a liquidity issue and might be in a crisis. Silvergate, which is a crypto-friendly lending institution, did not report its earnings and says that it has to reevaluate. And that is a very bad sign. And that would indicate to me and to most people that they are about to go under. And that's going to go along with Three Arrows Capital, Celsius, Voyager, and there's more Voyager information that came out in the last 24 hours too, in case you were wondering what dirtbags they are. Let's move over here to the charts, and you can see that Ethereum was trading. By the way, I told you last night that I exited at was 1657, I think it was, and 30 cents. Well, now it's down to 1630, so ends up being a good play. Not a whole lot to be made off of it. Not a whole lot was made off of it, but we are out, and I'm hoping to find some bottom, and I'm hoping to find like 1595 or something like that. You know, it's just some low number here where we can get in and we can ape in with an opportunity to get in on a nice little run. So I'm not sure how it plays out, but you can see here down 1.3 cents. And why is that? Well, we can start with Voyager Digital, because Voyager Digital was one of those people that were tanking crypto last night. And if you're looking at why is SHIB down 3%, the answer is still Voyager Digital, because these dirtbags are dumping all over the market, releasing as many tokens as they have to try to meet their obligations. Now, does that suck? Yes. But don't worry, because they also swallow, because it's, Voyager Digital, and they are dirtbags. So let's see what happens over here. Voyager freshly dumps 300 billion Shiba Inu and 4,000 Ethereum tokens. So now this is what we're seeing right now is they're dumping hundreds of millions. They dumped 300 billion SHIB worth 3.7 million, 5 million Voyager tokens worth 2 million over the past day, by the way. And 4,000 ETH tokens worth 6.6 million. So they are selling off, dropping the market. And guys, listen, this is like if they were to sell at one point, imagine selling 4,000 ETH tokens at one moment. Holy shit, I would be a buyer. You know what I mean? We haven't seen a 4,000 ETH sell candle. Maybe we could argue this one was, but if this keeps coming down and puts it into range down here, so just imagine here, if this is the bounce right here, this is a great bounce, right? It goes from 1562 and it runs all the way up to, let's call it 1664, because we don't want to, like, we wouldn't be calling it the long term, but like that's a 6%, that's a 6% bump. So that's a significant move. Now, if you look at the overall move and you put it all the way up here, then you're talking about 7.59%. Now, you're not going to call that directly every time, but it's a great opportunity to make a quick flip over here. That's not insignificant. That is a great opportunity and a great potential play. Now, I was sitting here, by the way, just a little while ago, staring at these candles, thinking, you know what, maybe I should play off of this 1630, because we were at 1630, and I was thinking, maybe this is the spot where we bounce and start to do a run back up. And then I saw it starting to wick, and then I felt that FOMO in me where I'm like, you know what, maybe now is the time to just kind of ape in and just see what happens. Let's see. But then I decided, you know what, let's be shrewd about this, and let's actually wait and let's see if there isn't more potential downside or anything like that, because I was nervous, because remember, the markets are about to open. The Dow was looking at positive, but Silvergate was looking negative, and that's generally the way I felt was that it feels like there's more dip to it, that it's still coming further down, because once everybody sees a little blood in the water and the weak ass Americans wake up, which, by the way, hey, nothing says America's awake like selling off their crypto holdings and going, I don't know, guys, I'm just a little nervous. So it's getting a little bit bizarre in the American market. And you see here, it's still just kind of bleeding out. 19 billion has exited the market since 7 p.m. last night. So in the last 12 hours, we've seen a significant sort of sell-off. But by the way, you have to be, honestly, there was a big bounce that had happened already. Like if we come over here and we look at the time that we settled, like I think we settled, it's going to have to be like right in this area, but 1.04. So, there was a massive move last night. So now it's been a profit-taking sort of sell down, and some recognition that inflation in Europe is still hot. A lot of different things are happening. So this correction to the downside, I'm here for it. And I think that I'm going to wait here, and hopefully this 1595, 1596. By the way, Bone hit my target last night. If nobody else was watching, I wasn't watching. And I didn't set any buy orders or anything like that, but it's trading at $1.60, even though the institutional thing just came out. And you can look right here and you can see, damn, we hit my target, which was my buy zone, because I know this thing is going to pump up to like $2, $3, $4, $5 pretty soon. And $1.50 would have been a great price to pump into. So now I'm going to sit back and I'm going to wait to see, like, I'm not going to get in at $1.62. I'm not going to feed into that FOMO feeling. We're going to wait and we're going to see if maybe we can get this price again, or maybe it starts dropping a little bit more. So maybe this market starts to buckle under the pressure just a little bit, and it creates a buy opportunity where it currently doesn't really exist. So, right. That's right. America's transitioning. So, we'll see how this all plays out. But so Voyager Digital selling off like the paper-handed Jeets that they've always been. Look, it's a testimony of who you really are when you do what can only be described as ignorant shit. So there we are. Next, Doge price. And by the way, we talked about this probably 2 days ago, and I said, I think Dogecoin is basically dead in the water at this point, that it doesn't really have any upside unless Elon Musk comes in and saves it. It can't do anything on its own, and it doesn't have a really good team that's creating any opportunity that is reasonable, right? All it's doing is relying on Elon Musk to save it and turn it into a currency. And that is not going to, that doesn't end well, right? So Bitcoin, our Dogecoin price displays bearish chart pattern. These levels are key now. And as you can see right here, there's just, I don't think there's any support. And I do feel like it's headed way, way down. Like I feel like it may even add a zero at some point. Now, if you look here, the importance of the 0.75 price is also highlighted on chain. So it's a possibility that we never see anything like that. But I don't have any belief that Dogecoin is going to do anything unless Elon, again, pumps it and does it himself. Coinbase is no longer accepting or initiating payments with Silvergate. This just happened overnight. Coinbase said it no longer accepting or initiating payments to or from Silvergate after the troubled crypto bank said yesterday that it may be less than well capitalized and was reevaluating its business. In light of recent developments and out of abundance of caution, Coinbase is no longer accepting or initiating payments to or from Silvergate and will be facilitating institutional client cash transactions with our other banking partners. So, Silvergate, as Kenny Powers would say, you're fucking out. So now here we are with Silvergate losing one of its main sources, and that makes it even worse. Now, I do think that as the crypto contagion had spread. I think this is symbolic, if nothing else, because I mean, I don't think there are very many people who are using Signature Bank for their lending. Certainly not in retail, but we'll see. I think a lot of people have already hedged and done what they've got to do to protect themselves and insulate themselves from any kind of fallout. So I don't think that the fallout here is going to be as dramatic as it could be, but it's still there, and it still just goes to show you the continuing contagion of Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX collapsing. Then we move on here, and CoinDesk of the DCG Digital Currency Group, who owns CoinDesk. CoinDesk is owned, here we go, by the Digital Currency Group. Who owns the Digital Currency Group? The creator of Lard himself, Barry Silbert, CEO and bankrupt dirtbag for Genesis, another failed project. So what is he doing? Going after somebody he doesn't like. Binance, a hotbed of illegal financial activity, senators claim. Wall Street Journal. Bipartisan grouping of 3 senators has pressed the crypto exchange on allegations it sought to limit compliance. Now, that's just goddamn ridiculous, okay? The letter from Senators Pocahontas, Chris Van Hollen, and Roger Marshall said that Binance and related entities have purposefully evaded regulators, moved assets to criminals, and sanctioned evaders and hidden basic financial information from its customers and the public. Okay, so let's kind of break that down. Has purposely evaded regulators? First, no, because Binance is following the rules in America as they apply for Binance.us. What is Senator I don't know shit doing? She is saying that they've evaded how? Like there's where's the list of how you've done that? Moved assets to criminals and sanctions evaders, and hidden basic financial information from its customers and the public. Okay. Binance is the one that does the proof of reserves and started the whole proof of reserves thing. So I think that we're watching and we're finding out that Liz Warren is an idiot, which we already basically knew at this point. Now, her politics notwithstanding, she has no comprehension of the dynamic of, first of all, freedom. I do think that it should be pointed out that Liz Warren just really, all she wants to do, and you can like this or not like this, by the way, because it is a little bit political, right? Elizabeth Warren just wants control over you, and she calls it, the way that this is called, protection. She wants to protect you from other people who would do you harm. Sounds like the most noble of purpose, right? Like that doesn't sound bad. That doesn't scare anybody. She just wants to make sure that you're safe. So what she needs to do is she needs to be in charge of everything so that you don't do something stupid like something she doesn't want you to do, right? That's what it comes down to. Now, it's just crazy at this point that Massachusetts is I would be interested to see in the next voting if maybe her time is done, because look, I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican, right? I care whether or not you support crypto or you're attacking crypto, and she's attacking crypto, so she can go away because she's not good for business. Now, at the same time, the regulation that we have in America so far has actually been just fine. What hasn't been fine is overseas and how that contagion can spread into this region. For example, FTX collapsed, and what happened? FTX US was included in the bankruptcy, but should not have been, because it was fully capitalized, because it has to be because of the regulation in the United States. So this is some pretend bullshit, because let's also take one more. Let's look. This is how big of an idiot some of these people are. And I'm not specifically saying Liz Warren in this instance, right? Jokahannes, Pocahontas, whatever you want to call it, right? I'm not saying that she's wrong-headed, by the way. I'm not saying she wants to control it because she thinks she knows what's best for you better than you know what's best for you. And that's kind of like a mom instinct, but whatever. God damn it. You know what? I can't do this. These people are just crazy. That's all I'm going to say. These people are crazy because listen, before cryptocurrency and before the allegation that people were using criminal activity and sanction evaders for the transfer of money by use of cryptocurrency, etc., 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 the drug dealers were using dollars. Why is Liz Warren allowing the US dollar to continue? Don't you think that's a travesty? And don't you think that is an affront to, isn't America evading regulators, moving assets to criminals and sanction evaders and hiding basic financial information by allowing a drug dealer to use a dollar to buy? Why, if you go on the street over here and you say, hey, I would like to buy some illegal pharmaceuticals or something like that, they're not taking crypto, they're taking cash. Now, why are we not doing something about cash? Do you know why? Because this is all a fake out. This is all a fake out by a bunch of idiots who don't know what freedom is. Now that I've done my rant, they want control. They want to control. They want to tell you what's good for you, and that's not good for anybody. Now, if you think Liz Warren is doing the right thing, vote for her. I'm not telling you shouldn't vote for her. I'm saying I'm not going to vote for her. I would not. If I were in Massachusetts, she would be like the last. Chris Van Hollen, Maryland, I have no idea who he is, but I wouldn't vote for him either. And also Roger Marshall, Republican from Kansas. I would think that he would be a little more libertarian, so it's weird that he would be involved. But hey, listen, I wouldn't vote for him either. So anybody who is anti-crypto, they don't get my vote, right? And if you are voting, then look for the people who are, and it's going to fall into libertarian, by the way, more libertarian type principles guide cryptocurrency. So if you are voting, look for somebody who embraces cryptocurrency and vote for those people. Although, by the way, make sure that the rest of their politics are not like bonkers or crazy or in some way just out of touch with, no, I didn't pay $106,000 to the hooker. Yeah, that is the check for that, but I didn't pay it. My accountant paid it, so it's not really me. Like, just watch out for crazy shit, right? Anyway, so let's move on. We've got another one, and that is BingX spot trading has now added Volt V2 into the trading pairs. Due to popular demand, BingX Spot will add the Volt USD trading pair at 1700 hour UTC on the 3rd of March. Deposits are available here. And if you're interested, go to bingx.com and you can see the trading. Now, somebody asked earlier a little something about what is going on with Volt. Well, here's how spoiled Volt investors are. And I'm not trying to disrespect anybody who's a Volt investor, right? Anybody who's a Volt investor who's like, oh my God, what is going on? Blah, 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 blah. Why not big go pump and do in big thing and all that kind of crazy shit. And you see it all day long in the chat because people are just nuts, right? But let's look at February. This is February, okay? This is what happened in the month of February for Volt. Polygon bridge listing, 44.85 trillion Volt, worth 74 million from the bridge liquidity were burned. 2 centralized exchanges were whitelisted. Now, they have not been named yet, but they have been whitelisted. Marketing started in China and India. The 30K buyback and burn was done. That was yesterday. 12,000 members in less than 30 days of the Chinese Telegram group. Over 62,000 holders. The number 1 most viewed crypto on CoinMarketCap. Top 3 most visited crypto on Binance. 7th meme coin by market cap on CoinMarketCap. Volted Dragon Sailors Club Battle Royale game alpha release. Sorry, Chad. Sorry, I didn't mean to kill you. Sorry, NZ. Didn't mean to roast you a couple times. Sorry, Worldwide Crypto. The Dragon Rider got drug. You know what I mean? Volta Change is now in 5 different languages. Indodax in Indonesia has listed Volt. Sponsor of the Polycon, which is the upcoming Polygon convention for Matic. 96 projects have now added Volta Change. The Bermuda app partnership for security, and then the website was upgraded to include all of that. That's just what happened in February. And what are people asking? Hey, what's going on with Volt? What's going on? Look, there's a lot of scalpers out there that are looking to make that move and do all that kind of stuff, right? So I mean, if you don't understand, like for example, the bridge liquidity and stuff like that, like if you don't understand those things, very difficult, right? Because like all I'm doing is saying a whole bunch of stuff, and none of it adds to the value in your mind because you're looking at the dollar. You're looking at everything must go up because all go boom up to top. Well, ETH was trading at 1,700. ETH is now trading at 1,600. So you better get good at math because if you're blaming it on what's going on with Volt, then you really don't know shit, right? Because this is not about Volt most of the time. This is about the ETH pairing, which, by the way, when I say that, you can come over here, and if you ever have a question, if BRL starts pumping because it's USDC and it's not dumping, and people are seeing it not dumping and money's going into BRL or something with a USDC pairing, then you'll know what's going on. That's what's going on. But back to Volt. So, and there was a 97th, by the way, earlier. I don't remember the name of it. Can't understand what exactly is max supply on Volt. Inu, one site says in billions, other says trillions. Can you explain? Yeah, the one that says trillions is wrong. That's all I can explain for that. So here's the deal. The circulating supply of, and I did this on a white paper the other day, and for fuck's sake, let's do it one more time. You know what? Let's do a black screen. Because then I can see, then I feel like I can see something better. Let's see if we can do this. Ew. Ew. Let's see what happens here. All right, so real quick, ETH over here has 69 trillion. BNB over here has 69 trillion. Polygon down here has 69 trillion. Bridge in the middle, because this is all done by a bridge, connects all 3 together. Okay. Now, this 69 trillion is the same 69 trillion as this 69 trillion. This 69 trillion and this 69 trillion is the same 69 trillion as this 69 trillion. So there is a circulating supply through all 3 chains, and it is 69 trillion. Now, next step, CoinMarketCap. There are plenty of different tokens out there and trading partners that hold Volt, okay? Each one of these markets has a percentage of the supply of Volt, okay? So Gate.io has some Volt, Poloniex has some Volt. That all comes from that same 69 trillion that is right here. So all of that is spread up amongst everybody. And if you ever have question about it, then you go over here to view contract, and then you click holders. And this applies to every token. This is everything, by the way. This is not just Volt. This is everything. And if you see a dead wallet, then you know how many tokens are dead. 6.768 trillion tokens are in the dead wallet. Now, scroll down here a little bit. Here's Bitmart. Bitmart has 665 billion tokens. MEXC, 653 billion tokens. Poloniex, 587 billion tokens. And you keep going down here, Gate.io, 316 billion tokens. Now, they will start buying more tokens as they need them. So you'll see transactions from them from time to time. Look at Pablo over here with $250,000. See, borrow money. He should be a lender. And then you have Bitrue over here with 161 billion. Pablo's like Voyager Digital for us, right? Bittrex has 106 billion. So all of the centralized exchange, they're all working from the same pool of tokens. Okay. Now back over here, inside here, in order to make this move around, there used to be an additional 69 trillion tokens, right? So overall, there are a total of 138 trillion tokens, right? But you will never see these 69 because they're just used to basically shuffle tokens between each space as needed. With the maximum amount on Ethereum being 69 trillion, the maximum amount on Binance being 69 trillion, the maximum amount on Polygon being 69 trillion. So it's just moving back and forth and back and forth. So no, that's all it's doing. Well, we burned 44.85 trillion of these. So now that 44.85 trillion, you subtract that, and there's only what is that? 14.85 trillion is all that's left in the center here. Okay. So these are just gone. Now, what that means is when there's more investors and there's more people pulling tokens from here to here to here, there's going to be a small supply that gets to move back and forth. Now, at 63,000 holders, that's not really going to, you're not going to really feel that, right? But when we get another 20,000 holders here, then we have 80,000 holders or 100,000 holders. When we have 100,000 holders, there's going to be a whole lot more pull on each one of these blockchains. And that means that this amount is going to be moving very quickly back and forth amongst them all. And at some point, that's going to create a run on price. So in the long term, this is incredibly bullish. It's just that you don't see it in price action in the short term. Now, when I say that, what you also have to consider is, and we're going to get rid of that and go back over here, in this circulating supply, the maximum amount of circulating supply that you're going to see over here is 62 point whatever trillion, because 6.7 trillion are already in the burn wallet. Now, when you come over here to BNB side, you see something a little bit different. And when you go in here and you look at the holders here, then you see that on this side, 44 trillion tokens are in the burn wallet, which means that the supply on BNB is only 26 trillion 300 billion. So the supply over here is greatly diminished. So if there's more demand on supply over here, then the price will quickly pump on this chain because most of the tokens over here are burnt. So now you have to consider the way that the maximum number of tokens is calculated is that maximum minus whatever's in the dead wallet, which leaves the remaining amount for sale, right? So that's where all of the tokens are. And you can see here, like here's 18 trillion sitting here in the public pool. And then the rest of it, Hotbit, Gate.io, they own some of the supply. And as you go down the list, you'll find different exchanges that have that supply. But that's the way it works. And again, it's not just Volt. It applies to everybody. That's just the way that it works. So now let's move on. Crypto.com Institutional has listed Bone Shiba Swap, and you can now trade the Bone USD pairing. And that you have to be, in order to be trading this on Crypto.com Institutional, you have to be a company or corporation that's involved in institutional investing. That's where you do that right there. Also, Wendy's fast food restaurant now accepts Shiba Inu. So famed Wendy's fast food restaurant now accepts Shiba Inu as a means of payment. The partnership between the beloved meme coin and Binance Pay means the token can be used to purchase more than 600 different vendors in the state of Georgia. Binance announced the partnership has now made Shiba Inu an acceptable means of payment at a host of major hotels, supermarkets, and restaurants in the state. So big shit happening for these partnerships. And then black screen, we're done. Volt, we're done. And then here we go. Shiba Inu in the last hour, there was 305. I do think that it's probably still going to be 305, but I did this about an hour ago. So when I set this up, so still 305. Okay. So the other one was, we want to do one more, and we want to look at Volt, because Volt was almost at 63,000 holders. So I was super excited about that potentially happening. All right, here we go. So let's see, because there's one holder that was added in the 7 o'clock hour. So on the holder tracker for Volt, drum roll, please. Do we or do we not have 63,000 holders at this point? God damn it, 62,996 holders. So 4 holders away from 63,000 for Volt Inu. So but let's move on. The market is open. Dow Jones is in the positive. NASDAQ in the negative. NASDAQ's dealing with the fallout from Silvergate. So we'll see how that day goes. Now the money is that wicking took us down to 1621. Now we're back up to 1624. I'm still not a buyer at this level. I'm still going to wait and see if I can't get in a 15.9 kind of area. MEXC continues to just send it. I mean, look at this. Just in the last, what is this, a couple days, right? Ever since, like, listen, guys, since I became a partner with MEXC, the price is up 34%. What does that say? Right? I don't hate you. I don't hate you, Tom. I don't. Anyway, so yeah, pretty cool. Now, Luna Classic, you can see Luna Classic had a nice big run over here. Overnight, pumped super hard with the anticipation that we would be seeing some Binance burn, a significant amount of Binance burn. So, maybe we start to see another price pump here. If we get a nice little price pump, we get it back up to this level, then I'm selling my lunk and moving it into USTC, waiting for the next USTC pump so that I can accumulate more Luna Classic, because that's just what I do, because I'm a nerd like that. Now, let's move into this, our DGen sort of area here. WAGMI still trading number one, up 4% at 60.10. Consolidating kind of sideways, though, waiting for that next big announcement. Now, they are at the ETH Denver event, so we're going to start seeing a bunch of stuff coming out of WAGMI, and we're probably going to get a release date. I'm guessing. I don't have any confirmation of that right now, but I do think that we're going to get some confirmation of a big launch with WAGMI Games. So at 13.2 million market cap, again, I don't think it's going to be anything to see this thing 10x or 20x in the next little while when we get this launch. I think this is going to take I think this might take some of crypto by storm, because it's going to be the first NFT based game on the iOS system and Android Play. So it's going to be significant. It's going to be a big deal. Hex is at 75.37, up 3.7% again. Now, guys, if you listened to me, then you're up 350% plus another 3%. So 353% since the beginning of this year. So I do hope that you accumulated at that point, because if you didn't, then you weren't listening to me anyway. Gross. Cato is at 1378, not at 1337 anymore. I'm looking at you, BRL. Looking at you, NGN. Not at 1337 anymore, but moving towards that upside. You can start to see here they're about to flip over into a more bullish pattern. Not a lot of trading volume. You can see that 22,000, but it is moving into a bullish pattern. So hopefully that means that there is going to be a pump coming. Lillian 5862. The transition to version 2, just waiting for that to happen right now patiently. Really, there was a lot to cover and go over based on their blockchain, based on their technology and partnerships that they have that goes way beyond the charitable contributions that they make through the Lillian Foundation. And look, I know some of you don't like them because of the Coinbase thing, but I'm told to just have patience that everybody will see things be a little bit different as soon as this version 2 happens. So I wait patiently. Wiz 3828, still kind of consolidating, waiting for Pulse Chain. We'll see what happens there. Terra 2 2791, waiting for that next move with Terra. And, I think it comes at some point, but it's, we're already in, we're post-launch. We've got the RSI under the signal line. We've got a red, we've got red in the MACD. So no good sign as of right now. So maybe we see something positive in the short term, but, that remains to be seen. Saitama 2280 continuing its decline. And by the way, when I say continuing its decline, it's all temporary, because remember, Saitama also, if we just like everything else, if you kind of zoom out, it depends on where you stop zooming out, by the way. So we should at least recognize that. But if you zoom out to the beginning of the year when it was time, and you go to the top up here, 200%. If you go to right now, 131%. So you could be up pretty big time if you're not a maxi, but if you accumulated in the right spot. MMAI 3631. SHIB still continuing to wane, 1182. The sell-off continues on SHIB at this point. I'm just going to consider that at this point, we're probably going to bounce off the daily 50-day SMA. But as you can see right here, the sell down does continue. So great opportunity to accumulate. Bone is at $1.61. Bone is up from when we last looked at it by a penny. But I do think still some more downside. And $1.50, we're going to see, but it might also be an opportunity at $1.30 to get in, and that's going to be a big time move. Fortune favors the bold, I think they said at crypto.com. Bet is at 1168. Floki's at 42.62, and NGN is at 72 cents. We're still up 36. We're still up 36x on NGN, but we certainly want to see a little bit more than what's pumping right now. We see a little bit of exiting and a little bit of buying. So I guess there we are, and there it is. All right. In 30 minutes, Steve and Mad CEO will be on. Well, I don't think it's 30 minutes, isn't it? I think it's like another 17 minutes. And then Steve from Rocket Crypto, he is the leader at Bull Run. I think you're going to see him and Mad's CEO live on a stream talking about the developer relationship and what's going on with Mads, and keeping people in the loop, especially because that's the NFT collection. And my BRL is now over $100 in USDC reflection. So if I need $100 for dinner or for lunch, I mean, lunch costs about $100 now, right? Then we got some lunch money. Yeah, baby. Anyway, so thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for the $10 bomb, CEO 100. I got to go get my stuff done for the day. So this is not financial advice. My name is Bleeves. I am always right. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope to see you again for bedtime tonight. You guys have a good day, and yeah, we'll talk to you soon.
Looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world, I wanna be shining like diamonds and pearls. I want you to go there with me, girl. I'm looking for the good life.